All right, good morning. I think we are live. I hope we are live. It is Tuesday. This is the Real Estate Vault. So hopefully you're in the right place every Tuesday morning at, I'd say, I don't know, around 10:30. That's usually when I start. So today is going to be a very interesting subject. It is called New Construction versus Resale in Las Vegas, and what every agent needs to know, and why your TC makes all the difference. Once again, new construction versus resale in Las Vegas, and what every agent needs to know, and why your TC makes all the difference. I am Rochelle Van Duzer. I am your hostess of the Real Estate Vault on Tuesday mornings at 10:30. Thank you for being here. And last week, or I should say the week before, I mentioned something about how the house doesn't always win since we are out here in Las Vegas. So today I want to play a little game with you. So I'm going to name a city, and I want you to tell me if you would rather be a buyer or a seller there right now. Let's do this. How about Miami? Would you rather be a buyer or seller? How about Austin? Denver, Phoenix, and what about here in Las Vegas? So think about that. Would you rather be a buyer or seller in these major cities? So I am going to just say right now, you would rather be a buyer in Miami, a buyer in Austin, a buyer in Denver, a buyer in Phoenix, and Las Vegas. Also a buyer, but, this is a big but, B-U-T, not B-U-T-T. Las Vegas is a completely different animal, and we're in a completely different league. I'm sure you've heard people say this before, and you're probably like, oh yeah, whatever, and people are like, why is Las Vegas different? But we're totally different than the other markets, and today I want to show you why and what it means for all of your deals that you're working on right now. Once again, I'm Rochelle with All About Real Estate LV. I am your techie transaction coordinator / TC with over 20 plus years of in the field experience, not just doing the TC work, doing a variety of other things. Today is new construction versus resale, the Vegas breakdown, the national comparison, and what a techie TC has to do with all of this. So Las Vegas versus the nation. We're winning. Yes, we are Las Vegas. We are winning. And let's start with the big picture. So I went on and broke down with these cities to kind of give a city by city snapshot. I should have had it over on my screen here, but hopefully you can see what I've got here. So Las Vegas, we are actually in a balanced market. Median home price is $498,000 now, with about 38 days on the market on average, and supply is at about 4.6 months. So we are balanced and we're buyer lean. Miami market, the median price is dropping. Okay, days on the market there are 60 plus days. They have a 12-month supply, and it is a buyer market by a landslide. Austin, Texas, also home prices are dropping. Days on the market there, 70 plus days and about 8 months of supply, and it is a buyer stampede in Austin. In Phoenix, Arizona, 430K approximate median home price, about 55 days on the market, about 5 plus months of supply. They're a little soft and buyer leaning, so they're not nearly as bad as Miami and Austin, Texas, but still. Denver, Colorado, median home price is also dropping. They have about 60 days on the market, about a 6-month supply, and it is definitely a buyer takeover there. Cincinnati, believe it or not, the median price is rising. That is an interesting market. It's rising. Days on the market is the lowest out of all of these at 21 days. They only have about a 2-month supply. So Cincinnati is a totally different animal too. They only have about a 2-month supply, and it is a seller's market in Cincinnati. They are very different than we are too. Now, what does this mean? So Miami has over a year of housing inventory. Austin and Denver are drowning in supply. Sellers are slashing prices. Houses are still sitting. Las Vegas, we're actually balanced and we're buyer leaning, but that's actually a good thing. It's a sweet spot. We're not one extreme or the other. So this is very important to understand. Las Vegas sellers outnumber buyers by 101%. That might sound bad, but when you see Miami at 148% and Austin at 112%, that was in Fortune magazine, it's not really that bad. So Vegas is buyer friendly without being a buyer feeding frenzy like in Florida or Texas. There is no state income tax in Nevada versus Arizona's 2.5% flat rate. So Vegas wins on the cost of living too. So that's very important for buyers to know when they're looking in different areas. You are operating one of the most stable buyer-friendly markets in the country right now, which is a huge selling point for your listings and your buyers. So new construction right now, it's the wild west of real estate. So we're going to talk about what's actually happening with new construction because the market's moving so fast, and if your buyers are not looking at new builds, then they could be missing out. So there is a builder incentive explosion right now. So 60% of Las Vegas new home builders, 65% are offering active incentives. 90% are offering incentives where you include cash discounts. And the most common builder incentive packages right now, per the Nevada Real Estate Group, is rate buy downs of 1 to 1.5 points. That is huge for your payment. Now, there's also lenders out there that do these rate buy downs. So make sure you have a good lender and make sure you have a good real estate agent that's knowledgeable with all of these different types of things. This is why you want to have a real estate agent even for a new build. Design center credits of $5,000 to $15,000. So basically you should be able to get free upgrades. Make sure you have a good agent that can negotiate those for you. HOA dues, you can ask for those HOA dues if there is an HOA to be paid 30 to 60 days up front. So there's additional savings, and closing cost credits ranging from $10,000 to $25,000 on select homes. So you've got incentives. Now remember though, on the incentives, most builders are going to require you using the builder's lender, not your own lender. So double check on if you can still get a lot of these incentives if you're using your own lender. And incentive programs change monthly. So make sure that you have a good real estate agent, once again, who can keep up to date on all of these incentives and which builder has this and which builder has that, so that you know which ones that you want to be looking at. Numbers on new construction now. The median new home closing price in Las Vegas as of March 2026 is now $502,990. It went down 5% for March of last year because builders are competing hard on the price. Now quarter one of 2026, there was a lot of new community openings. It was up around 70% from the first quarter of 2025. So that's 70% more new communities opening, which means your buyers have more choice. There's more competition though, and more pressure on builders to deal. The average new community size is shrinking to around 64 lots versus the 103 lots in 2020. So builders are going smaller and smarter, more compact communities, faster builds, aggressive pricing to move inventory before interest rates shift. Once again, make sure you have a knowledgeable real estate agent to represent you who can negotiate all of these things for you. Even if they say, oh, we can't do this, you never know, maybe they can. So now the resale reality, 7,400 active single family listings in the greater Las Vegas area as of late April 2026. 34% of the sellers have already reduced their asking prices. 34%. Homes are sitting 30 plus days, which means motivated sellers, they're willing to negotiate. So there's more negotiation room. Buyers can ask for those concessions, repairs, and credits. Goes back to having a knowledgeable transaction coordinator who can do those things for you when the realtor calls and says, hey, can you do this and this or assist me with this? The answer is going to be yes if you're using me or another transaction coordinator in town that stays familiar with all of the latest stuff and has the experience. There's established neighborhoods, schools, amenities, known HOA history with resale homes. You've got faster closings usually because there's no construction delays. You've got no builder timelines to follow. And there's no preferred lender requirement. You can use whatever lender works best for you, and sometimes that lender's already getting you that discounted rate anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So buyers can use, whoever they want. So there's pros and cons to both. The condition risk, you just want to make sure you get a really good inspection with a good, well-known inspector, and there's no builder warranty. What you see is what you get. Now, some of these new builders are even offering they do come with the 1-year home warranty, but then after that, and then there's the structural thing, but you have to always make sure that you check what the warranty is and what it covers. You can also get 4-year warranties from certain home warranty companies for under $1,000 for 4 years, which means that you'll have the first year paid for by the new home development, and then the next 4 years you're covered under the other home warranty for all of your stuff. So it just depends on what you're looking for, and once again, if you have a knowledgeable agent and transaction coordinator, they will be able to give you all of this information. So here's where I connect all the dots, because whether your buyer is going to go new construction or resale, the complexity is at a level that is going to eat you alive if you don't have the right support. All of these deals, like I said in my last one, are becoming more and more complex. There is so much more involved. It's not just an easy close now like it used to be. It can be if you have the right team around you, but here is some tips. New construction transactions are a very different animal. Builder contracts are 50 to 80 pages written by the builder for the builder. Remember that. So you as an agent need to be reviewing that and making sure that things are in your buyer's best interest, not the seller's. Can you change what's in those contracts? Yes, you can. I assisted with one of the realtors that I was working with, and we actually got some of the verbiage changed in that contract. So it is not, remember, you can ask for whatever you want. All they can say is no. Builder timelines are fluid. Sometimes there's construction delays. Sometimes maybe that house isn't going to be available right then. But yet your date is not fluid, because if you don't close on time, then your customer could incur special fees. So make sure you check that in your contract too. Multiple walkthroughs need to be scheduled and documented, so you can blue taping all the walls, and pre-drywall, final orientation. Incentive teams have expiration dates. If you miss one, you don't get it anymore. Preferred lender coordination adds another moving part to the deal. HOA setup, solar agreements, utility transfers are all unique to new builds. So I have seen new construction deals fall apart at the end because one walkthrough note was missed or one incentive deadline was not tracked. And remember, the builder writes the rules in these, and you need someone on your side tracking everything. That means a good, familiar real estate agent who's familiar with the Las Vegas area and new builds and resales, and also someone who has a team behind them with a good transaction coordinator that is familiar with all of this too. So with that team, you're going to have a good transaction, and you're going to be reminded of all the pros and cons of everything. Resale transactions, you've got more seller concessions to deal with, more addendums, more deadlines to track. You've got longer days on the market, longer escrows potentially, more check-ins, more status updates, more moving parts. You've got inspection negotiations, repair addendums, timeline adjustments, mid-transaction. Maybe you got to do an addendum to extend because maybe the loan contingency needs to be extended, something like that. Title issues. Maybe there's something that showed up on the Alta, prelim that needs to be cleared first. All of these things are things your TC should know and that you should know about as a real estate agent. There's title issues, HOA doc review, seller disclosure deadlines, all running on a timeline and a clock. So my system, I always bring up my TC real estate vault system, the TC Smart Vault. I have a separate task list for new construction that tracks every builder milestone, walkthrough, incentive, all the expiry dates, everything else. For resale, my automation fires reminders for every contingency window before it closes. And both I have pre-drafted communications that go out to all parties, so it's fast, clean, and professional, yet it's not automatic. It goes into my draft email so I can review and make sure the information is correct. Too many people use AI as the brain nowadays, but they also use it as the final product, which it shouldn't. It should just be the brain, and you still need to be there to double check. It's your assistant. It's not the be all end all for everything. Then my Google Sheets tracker shows exactly where your deal stands in real time. My clients are going to be getting every Friday a what is it called, an email with all of the statuses of all of the tasks, which ones have been done, which ones have not, to make sure nothing falls through the cracks, because systems, don't forget, we do, systems don't. So you do what only you can do. You show up, you build your relationships, you close deals. I handle the machine in the background that keeps everything running. I'm running a little over today, so let me just try to wrap this up. I'm going to bring it home for you. Las Vegas is the sweet spot nationally. It's balanced. It's not broken like Miami or Austin. New construction is exploding with incentives. 65% of builders are dealing right now. Resale is full of opportunity, motivated sellers, negotiated room, price reductions, and both types of transactions are more complex than ever in 2026. So the agents who are winning right now are not doing it alone. They have systems, they have support, they have a transaction coordinator who knows the difference between a builder walkthrough addendum and a resale repair request and tracks both on autopilot. This is what All About Real Estate LV does, and if you want to see how it works for your business, please contact me. There's no pitch, just real conversation about your deals, how you want to grow. I'll give you my advice. If you have any questions, I've said before, please drop them in the chat. I have a live chat that goes on during these, so you're more than welcome to put a question or anything in the chat. And to end this, I'm Rochelle with All About Real Estate AV, your techie TC/transaction coordinator in Las Vegas. I want you all to go out and get those deals, do what you do best, and then bring them in, bring them to me. Let me help you close them while you're out getting some more. I will see you next Tuesday at 10:30. Let me know if there's a subject you'd like me to cover. Hope all of you have a fabulous, fabulous day. And once again, go out there and get those deals. Thank you for joining me. Talk to you soon.